All right. All right. What's up, guys? How are you doing? My name is Robert Duran. Happy. I don't like using the word Friday, that other word. It's just to us, it's another day and it's not the weekend yet, right? But shout out to everyone that's here. Please text us where are you seeing us from, what
Hi,
city, what state. But I'm
hello.
excited. My
Thanks
name
for
is Robert
joining.
and I'm here in Austin, Texas. Grant Cardone, licensee, certified coach. And always on my side is
Yasmin, my name is Yasmin AL, and I'm a 10X certified sales coach, mentor, and speaker. We are both certified by Grant Cardone to deliver his materials and share it with the world so that we can help each and every one of you to prosper and grow and flourish.
absolutely. So, as a licensee, guys, we're able to share information that you would only find through the Grant Cardone training. But because you're sharing it here with us, we're going to give you free, absolutely free training, absolutely free. So that way you can continue to grow your business and live the life that you want, not what society tells you is realistic. So
That's a
today, what
strong one to
it
start with.
is, it is. Thank you, thank you. So what are we talking about today, Yasmin?
We're talking again. It's our series for January, which is about the 2023 $1 million mindset. And today's episode, which is episode 2, is about the basic building blocks of money. So we will be sharing the Grant Cardone basic building blocks of money. And Robert, for the most part, our audience will feel that they have heard about this before, and some of the building blocks that they will be listening to, they will feel it's a good reminder that Robert and Yasmin are talking about this. And some of the building blocks will basic building blocks for money, for making money, our audience will feel that this is something new that I haven't heard before. So either way, whether what we will be sharing with you is something that you have heard before or not, uh, give us your full attention, because we are sharing with you valuable information that like multi-billion dollar entrepreneur who is Grant Cardone, our mentor and our licensor, has has implemented in his life to create an empire of wealth. So I would ask each and every one of you to listen carefully, to have a notepad and a pen and take notes, because this is where you will be able to retain more of the information, and also be active with us, like ask us questions on the chat. Let us know what you think about what we are sharing with you. Let it be an interactive webinar. So, are you ready to get started, Robert?
Absolutely, guys. So this is a 1 hour
Yeah,
webinar
thanks for
filled
joining.
filled with massive amount of value. Now, the
Yeah,
presentation that I'm about to share with you is part of our core curriculum. What does that mean? It's part of the core of what we believe and how we handle money, right? This is a presentation that we didn't create, but
no,
not only then the Grant Cardone
yeah.
empire, the corporation. So we're going to share that with you. Get some notes, get a pen, get a paper, share this link to your friends and family because you're about to learn something that's going to change your life. So let's get excited.
100%. And you
Let
know
me
what?
share.
Before we get started, let's give a big shout out to those who are joining on Instagram, who are joining our live stream. You are the reason why we are here today. So thank you very much for showing up, first of all, for yourself, and also to share and learn this information with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so let's get started. This is part two of the basic building blocks
Yes,
of
yes,
money. And
yes.
I love that picture. That's something that we would probably use as a kid, right? Just stacking it up.
Yeah,
That would,
yeah,
right? So it's
yeah,
it's it's just part of it, guys.
yeah.
All right. Income is king.
Yeah,
Ooh,
this is the number one basic building block. Yeah.
I was getting some coffee. Let's go. Why is income king? Without new income, you cannot keep your business going.
Yeah.
Number two, grow your business.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, advertise your business. Number four, market your business. Number five, hire new people. Oh, hit the wrong one. So, guys, this right here, a lot of people we talk to, and they're always asking for a loan. Like people are like, I just need a loan, and I'm just like, you don't need a loan. You need more income coming in your business,
That's
right?
true.
So the first one, keep your business going. Yeah, I mean, you need money to be coming in so you can function, right? I mean, how are you going to grow a business if you don't have enough money to grow? And there's a lot of businesses shutting down right now because they don't have any income coming in, or it's slowed down tremendously.
Yeah.
Also, guys, for those of you that maybe want to start a business or have like a side hustle, one of the questions that we get asked a lot is, do I leave my full-time job? Do I leave my part-time job? I mean, how do I do this? Well, again,
Mhm.
it's income is king. So you need to have money coming in. You have to. So don't quit your full-time job, or don't quit your part-time job, or if you're doing DoorDash, don't quit that and just expect to make money right away in your business. You need to have some type of income so that way you can at least pay the bills and kind of invest. So do you have anything to say about any of these, Yasmin?
Yeah, Grant also talks about having the creating income mindset versus saving, and he says that it's a total different energy. Putting all your attention on your saving versus let me create more income, let me keep the stream coming in, let me keep filling the cup, because eventually when you have some amount of money and you are focused on saving, you can save that much. At the end of the day, it will like you will finish this amount of money. You will need something to come in to replace what you are spending. So by focusing completely on income and understanding how important it is to keep the the energy going in your life, the financial energy, it's the fuel. At one point when you are driving around, at one point you will end up out of fuel, and you will have to fill your car with fuel. It's the same with income. If there is no income coming in all the time, then how are you going to support your business? As Robert mentioned, how are you going to grow? There is no way for financial freedom to happen without consistent and increasing income on consistent basis in your life.
Absolutely, guys. So it's you need income to come in, and notice how it says without new income,
New
right?
income,
So
exactly.
new income. Those of you
Yeah.
that are relying on reoccurring business, that right there, I know one person in particular was doing very well with
Yeah,
reoccurring, and they stopped looking to create new income. Well, what happened
exactly.
was is one of their big accounts, the owner passed away. So that
Mm,
was a huge chunk that they lost. The other person decided to pull out. Like it was just a time for a change. So now the guy was like, "Whoa, like my business has shrunk 50%." And it was
yeah.
because they fell into this, not bringing in new income to do all this. So yes, guys, that right there is the
Mhm.
basic building block is you need to bring in new income.
Yeah.
Now, income increments. You won't go from making 4,000 a month to being a millionaire.
Yeah.
There's increments, guys. And one of the things that Cardone teaches us through Cardone Ventures is, there's steps. So for those of you that are thinking that you're going to make, 5 million by yourself and you've never made 5 million, then it's going to be very, very, impossible to do that. The key is incremental growth. So we're going to get more into that. Start with small increments and move up from there. So from here, Yasmin, if you want to explain this a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I would love to talk about this point, Robert, because it is the second building block in creating money and financial income, financial freedom. And the concept of increments. So yes, we are 10xers. Yes, we have big goals. Yes, every single day we write down our big, huge numbers on where we want to achieve at the end of, let's say, in 5 years, 10 years, where we want to be. But to achieve those big numbers, 7 figures, 8 figures, we have to start somewhere, and we have to take it step by step. Now, for those who are looking at the top of the mountain and they want to just get there, at one point they have to start from the beginning, and they have to take it a step at a time, and sometimes they have to slow down, and sometimes they have to accelerate, and there will be ups and downs. But either way, in all cases, they will keep moving towards the tip of the hill, and they will continue climbing in increments. So this is the thing with income. You have to increase it in increments. You have to have big goals so that you set your increments based on that goal. So there is no conflict between our huge and 10x goals and the increments. No, it all complements each other. Have big goals, which is the tip of the mountain, and then break it down into increments and start from step 1 and until you reach the peak of the mountain.
Absolutely, guys. So yes, it's there is a strategy for this. A lot of clients that I talk to that have reached the 7 figures, they're making it, but the way that they did it wasn't right. So there's a procedure, guys, that we teach in this training, because if you're making 7 figures and you're the only salesperson, and you're also the accountant, you're also the marketing person, you're the social media person, right? So it's one of those where it becomes too much. So that's why we have high goals, and we teach you how to do it in increments, but also what is needed in those increments, right? So we could get more into that. But again, building block number 2 is think big, have big goals, but don't expect to go from 4,000 to becoming a millionaire. Don't get overwhelmed. Break it down and be strategic.
Yeah.
How many lines for income and expenses do you have on your balance sheet? Oh, that's such a good question. Yeah. All right. So the 95-5 rule. Yasmin, if you want to read it.
Huh? Sorry, say it again.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're on the Instagram.
No, I'm right. Go ahead if you wish. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. All right, awesome. So no. All right, so spend 95% of your time on income and 5% of your time on expenses. All right, so we're going to go with this first bullet point. A lot of people, they focus on the expenses, paying the light bill, paying the car bill, paying the credit card, paying the employees, paying everything else. And then the little time that they have left, that's when they go to a networking event. That's when they call. And it should be reversed. Like right now, I literally have 3 payments that are due today. I could have easily done them earlier today, but it would have affected the 95% of the time that I'm putting in to create new income, right? So that's where the priority comes in, guys. So 95-5 rule. Number two, income is the one thing that you can control. Oh, I love that. Income is the one thing that you can control. What does that mean, guys? You can't control a car wreck that you can't control that someone's going to hit you. You can't control that if your wife leaves you. You can't control if the kids sneak out at night. Like, you can't control that. The one thing you can control is the income. And that's by making those calls, by going to the events, by marketing, by telling people what you do. And once you find that pattern of how many people you need to talk to make a certain amount of income, guess who's in control? You are. And the last one, most people spend way too much time on reducing their expenses and not creating income. And I know Yasmin loves talking about this. I'll let Yasmin take that one away.
Yes, you know me, Robert. Yeah, yes. Many people spend their time on expenses, reducing their expenses, and this is because they worry so much about money, and because they are so scared that they will run out of money. So instead of working on their business, they work not only in their business, but they also keep looking at their bank statement all day long instead of using this energy and this time and shifting their mindset from how can I save to how can I do more? What activities can I do to bring more income? It's all about shifting your mindset from focusing most of the time on your expenses versus focusing most of your time on activities that will get you the income. So again, 95% should be focusing on bringing in income, which means that you are in control of building the activities of uh, doing the activities that will get you the income. I wanted to say something, but I actually forgot it.
It's okay. It'll come up.
Yeah, it will come up, but it is something that I definitely wanted to mention here. But Oh yeah, I remembered.
There
So
you go.
Grant talks about this, and it was very powerful when I heard it for the first time. He says that if you look at your financial statement, the income and the expenses every month, your bank statement, you will notice that the income that the income lines are 2 to 3 lines, while the expenses lines are more than a dozen. And it shows you how income is powerful. With 2 3 lines, it tells you where you are. And by focusing on that little part and doing all the amount of activity that is required for you to increase that number, which is the income, it will take you to a different level in your business and in your life. And it will help you to stay in constant state of getting income.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. So again, the 95-5 rule, for those of you that are watching, screenshot it. A lot of information. This would have been great if someone would have taught this in like an elementary to middle school. I'm serious. It would have changed everything. Just having this like remind us as a kid and growing up, just knowing that. So again, guys, this is all Grant Cardone stuff. We didn't create it. We just follow it.
You know what, Robert? Sorry, I know that you want to go to the next slide, but there is something that I truly wanted to talk about here.
Let's
We
go.
are in a recession. We are in a recession. Most business owners are thinking about how to save money, how to cut on expenses, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to activities that will get you money, instead of thinking how can I keep my expenses, how can I keep my marketing going on, how can I keep my activities going on, how can I keep my employees working and helping me to bring in more income. So instead of thinking this way, they are cutting on all of their expenses, and now they will shrink. They will shrink with this type of thinking, and they will shrink with the recession, and their business is gonna go away. Like with the recession, you need to double on your efforts. Recession means double on your efforts, do more to sustain a recession, to thrive and strive through a recession. Doesn't mean that you need to go out of the marketplace and disappear until the recession is over. And this is directly related to the 95-5 rule. So again, 95% on creating income, especially in a recession, 95% on creating income activities that will help you create income. Do not cut on your expenses, just do more.
That's it. Do more. Awesome. Thank you so much, Yasmin.
Thanks for joining.
All right. So next up, the 40% rule. Oof. Grant talks about this a lot. So the 40% rule, 40% of your total gross income before taxes should go to savings. Now this right here, we are going to clarify because some of you are going to say, what? I thought Grant said, and we've been following you, and you said don't save. Well, we're gonna get more into that. The second one, this forces discipline into your incremental income. All right. And then the last one, start thinking about money differently and acting differently. So the first one, 40%, Grant does this. And it's kept him in check. So 40% of your total gross income before taxes should go to savings. So what is the savings for? Because those of you are, I know you guys are like, your ears are burning saying, you told me not to save. Well, the savings is not meant for you to live off of. The savings that you're putting is for investments.
Exactly.
There's a lot of good opportunities that you may be missing. And because you don't have a savings that's meant for, an investing opportunity, then that right there is an issue. So Grant Cardone does recommend whatever you're making, the gross before taxes should go to savings. Put it somewhere so that way when you do get the opportunity, guess what? You have the money that can generate you more cash flow. So that's what they mean by that, guys. So don't get confused. Number two, this forces discipline in your incremental income. Yasmin, you want to explain a little bit more on this one?
Yes, because now when you take away 40% of what's coming in before paying taxes, now you will be left with honestly a little, especially if your income is not big enough. Because now with the 60 remaining percent, you will have to pay your taxes and live on the remaining. So this takes discipline to stay to keep your same lifestyle even when you are growing in increments, because again, each building block is based on the one before. So we started with, yes, income is king. We have to focus on income. Now let's increase our income in increments. But when we increase our income in increments, we shouldn't just be happy that we are increasing our income and taking that extra amount of money and spending it on vacations and clothes and cars and so on. No, we should have discipline. We should keep the same lifestyle. We should not change our lifestyle before we become financially free. Keep the same lifestyle, and it takes discipline. And continue to take 40% of what you are earning, even if you are earning more, and when you are earning more, and have the discipline to take that 40% and put it in a sacred account where you cannot touch it no matter what, and then have enough savings, not for the sake of saving, but for the sake of using those savings to invest in your in personal growth, second, to invest in your business, and third, to invest in residual income that will get you more income on monthly basis.
Absolutely, guys, because we all know that if you have more money, you're going to spend it, right? So by putting it away, it's natural. So by putting it away, it does force you to be like, okay, now I got to live with the money I do have left, which is a 60%.
Mm,
And
thanks for sharing.
that's not including the taxes or the lifestyle. So in order for you to increase your lifestyle, then you got to make more money. So it forces you to do that. And the last one is start thinking about money differently and acting differently. So it does change you guys. You know, something Grant Cardone teaches us is don't buy anything you can't write off. A lot of us want to buy things that we can't write off, but
Thanks
in
for
the end of the
joining.
day, you know, start thinking different. It's, can I write this off? Do I really need it right now? But also, you know, start acting different. Just know that what you're doing is what the ultra successful do.
Yeah,
They're very disciplined with their money. They understand money. They know that they need to have money to invest, right? So it definitely changes you once you start applying the 40% rule.
and you know,
All right.
Robert, sorry
Yes, yeah.
to interrupt you, but the 40% rule, as you mentioned, it forces you to keep moving forward and to keep increasing your income and to keep like doing the work that will help you to stay to stay productive.
Mhm.
Um, again, I forgot. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it just forces you guys. The less money you have,
You know,
um,
I'm going to say
your
something else.
discipline, it's going to force you to make that extra phone call. It's going to force you to attend that networking event. It's going to force you to work harder. That's just the
Yeah.
way it is. Like the more money you have, the more you're going to slow down. So by being disciplined and putting that money away, it's going to force you to be like, oh, I need more money. So that means I gotta work harder.
Yeah,
100%.
I just remembered, and it helps you to stay away from the roller coaster effect.
Oh, the good old roller coaster effect.
The
The
roller
good life.
coaster effect. Let me,
The
oh,
good
I'm happy I have enough money. Let me use it all. Let me spend it all. And now I go back to square one and back to the same hustle. And now I start from zero. And every time I go a few steps further, I go backwards, and it's gonna be very frustrating. Very frustrating.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. And some of you may be in that exact same boat. Don't worry.
Exactly. Yeah,
Showed you how to get out of it.
yeah.
Awesome. So use a credit card to make money. All right. So this is crazy. Some people are like, what? I just spoke to a person recently and he's like, I don't want to touch my credit card. You know, I just want to pay it off. Right.
Uh-huh.
So number one, make your credit card work for you like employees. All right. So what does
Wow,
that
like
mean?
employees. I haven't heard this from
Yeah. Yeah.
anywhere except from Grant Cardone.
Absolutely. So Grant Cardone talks about it. One of the things that Grant Cardone talks about with credit cards and employees is, you know, like having your personal bookkeeper. You know, credit cards especially do very well in looking at all your spending. So what he does is he has a few credit cards, and I mean, just the statement that they give him absolutely free. I mean, that's one of his employees, which is, hey, this is my accountant, because it has everything there. It's very simple. So yeah, I mean, you can use credit cards, and it's pretty much your employee, guys. I mean, you can use that to get you stuff. Rule number one: pay them off every month. So this is, again, we're getting back to the basic building blocks. Grant Cardone is very strict on that, as in if you use your credit card, pay it off the next month, right? Like it's mandatory. Number two, use them as an accounting system. Oh, okay. So that one, I used it originally in the first example, but it's a
Mhm.
great way because it's already part of it. It's already part of the credit card for them to look at where you're spending it, how you're spending it. So that's number two. And then the last one, at the end of the month, confront yourself, right? So what it's saying is just look at what you're doing. Just don't be spending left and right. Anything that you put attention to, you're maintaining it,
Yeah.
right? Anything that's kind of just like locked away in a safe, it's not maintaining. Think of it like your lawn. If you have grass, right? If you're looking at it, you're gonna know where what's going on. But if you just leave it there and you leave to Florida for like 3-4 months, you've left the lawn there. You come back, there's termites and there's brown patches and there's raccoons now living there, and it's a mess, right? So I love the bottom part. Ask yourself, hey, did I really need that? Oof. I'm trying to think of what was the last thing that I purchased that I could honestly say, did I really need that?
Mm.
It's been a while. Yasmin, you have anything that you can say that you purchased and you can ask yourself, did I really need that?
I always, I always ask myself, do I really
Yeah.
need it? Yeah.
I'm really trying to think what was something that my last purchase was for the leads, but that's for business, but I
Yeah.
can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I did purchase a 12 pack of beer. I will admit, did I really need that? No. Can I
You
write that off?
definitely not.
No. All right. So, but again, you have to also, you have to also have a good time. And anything from here, Yasmin, that you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's all about self-awareness and self-control and discipline, as you mentioned, and being honest with yourself. I speak with leads all the time, and some of them, when I present our products and services, they tell me we don't even have a credit card. And this tells me that it's about controlling yourself, more than anything else. Why wouldn't you have a credit card if you cannot control yourself? So again, be aware of your spendings, be aware of the money making activities, and be aware where you put your money, because you do not want to end up with a maxed credit card that will not help you to grow your business. That's it.
Awesome, awesome, guys. So again, some people are scared of their credit cards. Some people cut up their credit cards because they don't want to do with it. If you follow this building block that we're showing you, it could definitely you can maximize what a credit card is originally made for. I had one person that's interested in our sales and marketing mastery, and he does have his credit card, right? And he said, I'm trying to pay it off. So, and I mentioned to him, I said, well, why do you have a credit card? And he tells me, well, so I could buy stuff when I don't have the money. I said, well, that's exactly what you're using it for.
Exactly.
Right. So he's using his credit card the way it should be. When he really
Yes.
wants something or needs something, in this case, he's using that to purchase it and buy him time till before the end of the month to pay it off. Right.
Yeah.
So very,
Yeah.
very powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, Robert, since we have covered 5 building blocks, let's just go over the titles so that everyone here on Instagram and live is like covering the topic with us. So
Absolutely.
first building block is income is king.
Income is king.
Is king. Second building block, grow your income in increments. This is the second building block. The third building block is the 95-5 rule, which is put 95% of your attention on creating income and 5% of your attention on your spendings. And the 40% rule, would you like to continue, Robert?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a 40% rule, guys. Just focus on, and I'll be honest with you. And Grant even says this: like, it's hard to put 40% of your savings, especially if you're at that paycheck to paycheck. But here's the thing, though, guys: by slowly saying, "Hey, I'm going to put away 10%. I'm going to put 20%." Right. And what you're doing is you're working your way towards the 40%. So if you're not there yet, it's okay. This is a great way for you to start getting there. Right. And once you get there, and you might have to do a DoorDash, you might have to do a side hustle, you might have to increase your prices, whatever gets you there, be disciplined enough so that way you can now have money stored away for that Airbnb that pops up, for that opportunity. Like I just got a call from a friend of mine, and they're looking for investors for a winery, like a new wine here in Fredericksburg, Texas. Right. So I said, yeah, let's talk. Right. So you never know. Having that money there could turn into something that could bring in that cash flow. I recently just got invited to something else too. I can't remember, but it's another opportunity. Again, you never know what's going to come. Next
Yeah.
building block.
Yeah, we covered this one already. Use credit card to make money, not to spend on things that are not going to get you money. And then
Absolutely.
we have number 6, pay yourself first. Every time I listen to Grant Cardone talking about this, I remember the aeroplane example. Whenever you are flying and the first emergency precaution that they talk to you about is whenever if the mask goes down and there is no enough oxygen in the plane, you need to help yourself first, before your kids, before your spouse, before your loved ones, and before anyone else. So pay yourself first so that you can feel that you are having a return on the investment in your time and in your energy that you are spending to create income, so that you can feel that you are getting the reward, so that you can feel that you are able to take care of yourself, so that now when you are able to take care of yourself and you have the confidence that you are able and capable of taking care of yourself, now you can move and go ahead and take care of everyone around you. So it's not only about it's about number one, the reward, but it's also about having that confidence that I can pay for myself, I can take care of myself.
Absolutely, guys. So yeah, I mean, some of you might be like, what? No, I got to pay MasterCard. I assure you, MasterCard has enough money,
And they, yeah.
right? And they're going to charge you interest. So, you still got to pay them. But if you need gas and food and you need new tires, do that first. Take care of yourself before you give more money to MasterCard. Ask for an extension. Do a DoorDash side hustle, pay them. Worst case scenario, guys, worst case scenario, you call them, you work out a deal, and you just get it out of the way. So again, guys, pay yourself first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Debt is your ability to go in the market and produce more income, not buy more things. A lot of the successful business owners understand this. They're willing to go into debt, not to buy more stuff, but to buy things that are going to help them in the marketplace. So use debt only when it can make you more money.
Mm-hmm.
Never use it for clothes, cars, shoes, consumptions, travel, vacations, or hotels. Wow. So, I'll be honest with you, and it might, well, it doesn't conflict because it's a whole different story, but I went to the store and I purchased 3 nice shirts. Now, I didn't buy the shirts that just to buy it, just so I could look good. I
Mm-hmm.
bought the shirts because I do networking events and I have to be very, very, very well dressed because I'm representing my company.
Yeah.
Right. So it is different, guys. If it's going to make you more money because it's for your business, absolutely look into it. And if you need it, get it. If it's just because you want a Versace shirt just to show off because you're going out for the weekend, that's not necessarily the type of debt we're talking about. Shoes, consumptions, travel. Traveling, yes. If it's for work, if it's going to make you more money and opportunity, definitely go into debt because you know you're going to get something out of it. If it's just to travel, just to ha ha, it's one of those things that you really have to think about. And if it's a family vacation and you do it once a year, okay, that. But if it's just because, then that's where we start getting into trouble. Yasmin, what do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, what I would like to mention here is that many people, as you mentioned, they use that for their vacations, for consumptions, for for travel, for clothes, for things that are not producing money for them. And when it comes to investing in themselves and in their businesses, this is where they will complain and they will object that they don't have enough money in their credit card, let's say, or they cannot use debt. They are completely misusing the concept of using debt. They are having it wrong. There are three things that each and every one of us need to invest in. Number one, we need to invest in ourselves, because if we do not invest in ourselves, there is no way for us to grow as individuals in our thinking, in the level of how mature we are in our business. And the second thing that we need to invest in is our business, because without growing our business, there will not be consistent and growing in increments income. And the third thing that we need to invest in is in residual income. But for us to do all of this, at one point, we will have to use debt in order to start from the beginning and invest in ourselves. No matter where you are in your life, whether you are in a stage that you need to invest in yourself, or you are in a stage that you need to invest in residual income, always use debt for those type of investments. You will not go wrong with using debt, with investing in yourself, in your business, or in incremental or in residual income. And the other thing, because me and you, Robert, you and I, we talk to business owners, and we come across those business owners. Again, it's a mindset, because I talk to business owners who do not have the money, but they are willing to go to debt in order to invest in themselves and in their businesses and to get to the next level. Yesterday, I was talking to a client. I closed her, and she said, I don't have the entire amount of money, but I will use everything that I have today on my credit card to make sure that I'm investing in my business so that I can get to that next level, because there is a gap. There is something that I'm missing, and I need to learn it through you. So this is the mind. It's all about the mindset. And I talk to people and I pitch them $97 offer, and they are not willing to invest $97 offer. Or if they are in debt and if they are broke to the rock bottom, as we say, they are not willing to invest that last $97 in getting out of that hole that they are in, actually. So it's all about the mindset and the choices. Because anyways, if you are only having $97 in your bank account, or you are in debt, so it's not really gonna matter to use this amount of money. It's equivalent to a couple of Starbucks coffee cups.
Absolutely. I have this hat right here. This one, I think I paid like $29-30.
Yeah.
And it shows there. It says never use it for clothes and all that stuff. Well, here's the difference, guys. This hat has made me so much money.
Yep.
Because when I wear it at the networking event,
hey, Yosef.
or like, dude, 10X, dude, Grant. And they're like, so how are you associated? I'm a licensee. Boom. It engages people in conversation, led to clients. So again, guys, use debt if it's going to make you more. So shout out to everyone that's watching. Thank you so much, guys.
Honestly, thank you very much for joining.
It's Friday. You guys could be doing anything right now.
Yeah.
And you guys are hanging out with us. So we're very excited. So money meetings. Oh, this is a great one. I think, was it you or someone's doing money meetings because of our trainings? I think it was one of your clients. So every week you need to meet on money. So again, guys, it's meeting up with your spouse, your kids. There's certain things that you can meet up with your kids about. Very important. You talk about money, because if you just put it in the account and you're spending here and spending there, eventually it's going to get spent. Money loves to be spent, whether you want to or not. So definitely every week you need to just set up 10-15 minutes of your time talk about, hey, this is where we're at. Are we getting closer to our goal, or are we just completely we need to realign everything? Number two, ask how did we do this week, and how did we do this month, right? So again, it's just going back into what did we do this week. I know for us, every Tuesday, for the most part, not every Tuesday, because we host events and stuff. But Tina and I, we like to go to the movies every Tuesday. So on average, I mean, it's about $160 around there a month just on the movies, right? So we have to go back and say, hey, how do we do this? Do we need to maybe hold off this next coming month because we have we're going to Miami soon, right? So just having these conversations saying, hey, the money that we have from here, we're going to use it for this, right? So it's very important just to be in sync. And then the last one, Yasmin, if you want to talk about the last one.
Yeah, put your attention on what you want. Again, if your attention is on how do I create income, then you will attract all the activities and you will attract people into your space that have your money, and you will be able to come up with ideas, and you will become creative with coming up with ideas and ways to create income. But if your attention is on the recession or on being a victim of the circumstances and the economy, then you will continue to victimize yourself, and you will live a miserable life that no one can get you out of, and you will not be able to help yourself unless you shift your mindset from being a victim to the economy or what's happening or the marketplace, if you are a realtor and the market shift and so on, to what can I do more? What can I do more to get in front of clients? That's it.
100%, guys. So next one, the stay broke rule. Grant talks about this all the time. Every time you go up in increments, save the money you're making. So again, we're putting that money away. You don't want to keep it in your pocket. You don't want to keep it in your personal account, because I assure you it's going to be very tempting just to spend it. So you want to just out of sight, out of mind, just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And number two is take that increase and put it somewhere you don't have to have access. So again, staying broke, if you notice the picture, there ain't no money there. And I guarantee if there's money there, you're going to slow down. You're probably going to watch some Netflix. You're probably going to buy something stupid on Amazon because the money's there. But once you take it out and it looks just like that, you're thinking, crap, I got to go. I got to meet new people. I got to call new people. I need to hustle way, way more. Why would you want to stay broke? Because when you're broke, you hustle.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was pretty self-explanatory, unless you have something that you want to say, Yasmin.
Yeah, the only thing that I want to say is that we, as a human beings, we like to be relaxed, and money is a way to keep us in this state relaxed. And if you want to create your financial freedom, there is no way for you except to keep hustling. And as long as you have the money in your bank account, Grant always talks about this. He says that money is a jealous lover. It will find a place to go. So keep hustling, stay broke, and you will get your financial goals for sure.
100%, guys. Stay broke. So again, guys, we are talking about the basic building blocks of money. Man, if you're a teacher, if those of you that are watching and you're a teacher for middle school,
I learned that in school.
I know. It's one of those that it would have been nice to learn this when we were growing up. The money mindset. You want to read these, Yasmin? We're switching it up. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, the money mindset. Money is everywhere. You know, Robert, at one point when I moved to Canada and the business was really struggling, I thought that there is no one that has money in Canada. I used to go to the grocery store and look at people and, oh, they will not be able to afford what they want to buy, because this is how I felt when I started with my husband in his business. But when I started training with Grant Cardone, that was the only way for me to get out of this mindset. Is for me to understand that money is out there, and if you cannot see it because you are in a hard financial situation, go out, go to wealthy neighborhoods, go to high-end restaurants, go to high-end malls, and see how people are spending, and watch it with your eyes, experience it, and see that people actually have the money. So if I don't have the money, doesn't mean that money is not out there. It means that I'm not doing the activities that are necessary, or the smart activities that will put me in touch with people who's got my money. So it's all about shifting the mindset and understanding that money is out there, but if I don't feel it, that it's my fault, it's my responsibility, it's on me, and now I need to figure out how to change my mindset.
100%, guys. So, it's one of those things that number two is challenge. Go outside and look for money. Now, they're not saying look for literally dollar bills, but look at the abundance. If you were to go outside, if I were to go outside my home, I would see cars from the neighbors. Those cars have tires. So if you're in the tire industry, they're making a lot of money because you go through tires. And then I would look at the rims. Then from there, I would look at the little bolts and nuts of the rims. And I would look at the little tire, the little thing that caps the air so it doesn't come out. Somebody else makes that. Then I would go deep into the tire. Then I would see the rotor or the brake. Someone made that. Then I see the axle and the interior and that's just from the car. That's not even including everything else. The headlights, the trunk, the spare, the oil, the gasoline. All that is companies that have worked together and they're selling each other parts. Then you go into the registration, the insurance, the driver's license, right? So it's an abundance. If you actually look around, even your desk, what do you have around your desk? You got a computer. You got the internet. So people are making off the internet. People are making, you need electricity. Electricity is making money. You got softwares, maybe antivirus software. That's from another company. You got Facebook. They're making money. We're using a company called StreamYard for this. They're making money. There is an abundance of money. The difference is, are you looking for it? Or are you just putting your head down saying, I'm the victim and there's a scarcity of money, there's a shortage? So we're going to go with the last one. Do not believe that money is scarce. Fix your money mindset. Wow. Right here in my computer, I have my phone, I got the printer, I got a monitor, I got a book, I got a watch, I got a cigarette, not a cigarette, a USB cigarette, a charger. Somebody else made this.
Yeah, there is a rotation. Yeah.
I got a ring light. I got 2 ring lights. Someone else made that. They're from 2 different companies.
Yeah.
So guys, definitely there is no shortage of money. I got a piece of paper there. Someone made that paper. Somebody delivered that paper.
Yeah.
Somebody cut down the tree for that paper. Someone planted that tree. Holy crap, there is an abundance. All right, guys. So I hope you guys are liking this. All right. So the Price Smith, Yasmin, if you want to do the Price Smith, I'm already pumped. That last slide just got me.
Yeah. So at one point, Robert, as I mentioned, I always refer to my story because lots of people that are listening to us, either they have gone through this or they know someone who has gone through this. So when things were very difficult and very hard to afford getting my essential needs, I used to look at the price, but I never judged that the price is too high. I always used to say to myself, the price is not high, but I cannot afford it. There is a big difference between thinking that the price is high and admitting that the price is not high, but you cannot afford it. And now, what do you need to do in order to be able to afford it? It's total different mentalities. So the price is never the reason someone buys or not buy. And there is a difference when it comes to sales, because one of the requirements of closing the deal is that your client should have the money, otherwise they will not be able to close. But doesn't mean that if they complain about the price, that this is a real reason for them not to buy. It's totally different stories. So yes, I don't have the money, but the price is not too high. So do not what do they call, confuse this with that. It's never the reason why someone buys or not buy. The price is total myth. It's the value that you provide to your clients is what makes you different and what justifies your price. It's the value that you provide your client through your services and through your programs and through your product is what justifies the price. If someone is telling you the price is too high, it doesn't mean that the price is too high. It means that you are not giving them enough value that justifies the price that you are presenting.
100%, guys. So focus on your income, not how much your dinners cost. And the last one, every time you complain about a bill, you have your attention on the wrong thing, right? You should be saying, how do I make more money so this is no longer an issue? You know, when gas problem, so we have clients, we have clients that we meet on a weekly basis. And remember when the gas was going up? I don't know, I'm pretty sure it was a global thing, but here in the States, the gas was going up ridiculous. And people were just complaining about the gas. Yeah. And one of my clients was putting gas, and with the training, it changed his mindset. And the guy next to him was complaining about the gas. He's like, "Can you believe this? The gas is ridiculous. It is so high. How do they want for us to live?" And my client tells him, "I know, but that's why we need to make more money."
Exactly.
So the guy was so in shock, and he just kind of looked at him, kind of like made like a weird noise, and went back to pumping his gas. Like he couldn't relate to him. Yes, paying more for gas, okay, it could be a pain in the butt, but 2 butts, but 3 butts. Make more money. Make more money. Don't let that stop you saying, okay, obviously, as the world, we advance, inflation's going to get higher. So don't be surprised that everything's getting higher. It's just inflation.
Normal.
It's normal. So what do you have to do? You can complain about it and suffer, or you can say, you know what? It's going to happen. How do I get my money right? And that's what we're teaching you here today, guys. The basic building blocks of money. Share it with your team. Share it with your kids. Rather than watching the YouTube.
They are not learning this in school. They are not.
Oh, man. So actually, Yasmin, what we should start doing the 10X kids, start bringing this stuff to the 10X kids, because if they could learn this, wow, game changer for them. So yes, guys, the other building block is the price myth. So we are we're 2 minutes over the hour. Thank you so much for continuing to watch what we offer. Again, guys, we're here to add value. We do have a promo. So if all this information, if you like it, we do have a special promo. Do you want me to talk about the promo right now? Yasmin?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yes.
Absolutely.
This is where things happen.
All right. Let me get that going. So we do have this promo that's coming up. So those of you that that want a change for 2023, if you are in that situation where you are just like, you know what, I've done everything that everyone's told me about money. I followed the rules. I played it safe. I worked a good job. I put money on my savings, and you're not happy where you're at, then this is the program for you. So we have a New Year's special. Again, we just hit 2023. And for 30 days, you're going to get access to the #1 sales training platform in the world, Grant Cardone, for only $97. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, sales training. I thought you were trying to teach us about money. Well, part of being really good at sales is knowing how to handle your money, right? Because if you're just always selling but you're also spending all that money on junk, then what's going to happen is you're going to be like those pro athletes that make it to the top and then they're broke after their 5, 6, 7 years of playing professional. So part of being in the sales and working with the Cardone, we talk about the basic building blocks of money. So what are you going to get from that? For $97, guys,
thanks for joining.
You're going to get access to Grant Cardone University. That's normally $14.97. That's going to include different ways. So if you remember the first building block that we were talking about, and we were talking about increasing your income, that's where all this is going to help you. Because the more income that you have, guess what? The more opportunities, the more employees, the more you can market, the more you can promote, the happier you are, the more confidence. If you can bring this to your marriage, guess what? It's going to help your marriage. It's going to help your kids. It's going to help your church. It's going to help the homeless guy asking for money, and now you can give them more than $1. You can give them 10. Right? So it all comes down to this, guys. So Cardone University, it's going to talk about handling objections, prospecting strategies. Right now, with everything's going on, that prospecting strategies is really helping out a lot of people.
It's the #1 concern for business owners.
Huge. The perfect sales cycle. So those of you that don't know, there's actually a cycle when it comes to sales, right? Yeah. McDonald's does really good on that. They'll advertise, they'll get you in, you'll buy a burger, the one that they advertise, they'll upsell you, you'll come back, and then they'll advertise. Like, it's a so amazing cycle. They just have you going around the McDonald's. We're going to teach you that in your business, how to do the same.
Yeah, Robert, and just a quick tip here, because some people might say, okay, we are following a sales cycle. We already have some sort of training or coaches, and that's totally fine. We are not here to judge what you have, but it's an opportunity for you to know also what Grant Cardone offers in his sales cycle and what got him to this amount of success. So there is no harm to have a look at the Grant Cardone sales training in addition to what you have already, because it's always that little gap or that little extra information that will make the whole difference. So this is a huge benefit, really unbelievable offer that can show everyone and give them the opportunity to see what we offer, what we have, and what the Grant Cardone sales training platform also offers. So this is on the side.
And we also have Helen from the LinkedIn social media saying,
hello, Helen.
Great if they taught this in schools.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, this would have helped all of us. So if you have kids, teenagers, high schoolers, this is a great way to help them. Prospecting strategies, follow-up strategies. 80% of the business comes from that. So definitely huge. We have a tool for that helps you. Negotiation and close. That was one of the main reasons that I got into the Cardone was I was really good at presenting, but I could not for the life. Well, not for the life of me. I was always good, but it was low-hanging fruit for me. Now I can get the whole tree, and that's because of this training. So negotiating and close, and then sales fundamentals, right? What do you do? What not to do is the perfect way. So you're also going to get the sales script. I actually had someone, who was it? Just recently, they just partnered up with us. They're now using the sales script, and this person has been in sales all his life. He got the Grant Cardone sales script that we use. He's killing it now. And he's like, man, I never knew that there was a process in the script. I thought I was just talking and trying to. No. There's actually a process, guys. So shout
And the
out to
psychology behind the process as well. It's not just
100%.
a written script. There is a psychology behind each part of the script.
100%, guys. Anything that is powerful, there's a process. If you don't have a process, it ain't gonna work. Ebooks. These ebooks are ridiculous, man. I'm tired of missing sales. 10 top mistakes, following up mistakes,
Mistakes
cold
that are killing your
prospecting.
deal.
I'm sorry,
Mistakes that are killing your deal.
man. Just amazing books. And the one that we're missing is the cold prospecting, how to fill in your pipeline. So that one is also part of it. It's crazy. That one's worth $50. Accountability calls, game changer. You know how many people's lives we changed just with that one? Crazy. So it's a great way to hold yourself accountable. Talk about your goals, your targets. And it's not just sales. People talk about their health. People talk. We just had a lady that just dropped 24 pounds, and she's been wanting to do this. Finally, she got into this accountability worth 300. She's 24 pounds less because now she's focused. She's talking about it. She has a game plan.
And she has a supportive community, Robert. She's starting her day with positive energy, not with watching the news.
Absolutely, guys. So the accountability, 24 pounds, and she's a very successful business owner, a franchise owner for one of the top commercial cleaning companies in San Antonio, Texas. Group coaching. So you're going to get access to our group coaching call. This last one, how did you like that last one? It was amazing, huh?
Yeah, everyone was obsessed with it. I sent the recordings. They were so happy. They just implemented the information straight away.
Absolutely, guys. So again, changing people, and actually, someone already asked me. They're like, "Hey, can you bring that information to our realtors and financial advisors? They really need that." So we're working on that. February. So, anyways, you're going to get access to that. Join. You're going to be a part of our Facebook group also. So we got business owners, guys. Great opportunity to network. Great opportunity to connect with other people from all over the world. Great stuff. And then ongoing support. This is what really separates the licensees is we're here to help you. When you have a question, I get that all the time. Do you get that a lot, Yasmin? Like screenshots of of conversations and what should I do next? And that, I mean, you have the teacher in your back pocket. So when you don't know what to do, it's kind of like, hey, what do you recommend? And sometimes it's something really easy to tweak. We had one lady, Dixie. Dixie would send all these messages through text. And with this ongoing support, we tweaked a couple of words. Now, Thursday, she closed $6,000 in sales Thursday. And then, Wednesday. Thursday, she closed another 4,000. So that's already 10,000. And then she was pushing because she had some follow-up for another, I believe it was 3,000. Right. So what am I saying? That this ongoing support has made our clients that were just little tweaks, close to $13,000. Like that, just from a switch.
In 1 week.
Yeah. And you're going to get that for $97. How the hell do I sign up? So I'm going to put the link right now.
And for those who are on Instagram, the link is in the bio.
I sound like one of those QVC commercials. But in reality, guys,
honestly, it's an unbelievable offer, honestly.
Right.
Like it's worth much, much more than that.
Right. Absolutely. So the price on that is normally $19.97. That's regular price. You're saving $1,800 and you're going to get $97. But here's the thing, guys, that once you learn this, it's like riding a bike. You will never unlearn how to ride a bicycle.
True.
It's in you. It's always going to be a part of you. And as you continue, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yasmin?
No, sorry, I'm saying no one can take it away from you.
Nobody can take it away from you. Nobody. So very, very powerful. I did put it on the link if you guys are interested. I mean, it's a no-brainer on there. Is it me or did the icons get bigger? You see that? Look, it's like huge.
Yes.
They weren't that big before. Look at that. Just bam. Look at that. Awesome. All right, guys. So let's continue to talk about the building blocks. Price is not your problem. The problem is you don't make enough income. We used to use this a lot. When we were training a network marketing company.
Yeah.
And the network marketing company, they were getting a lot of people saying it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
they were literally telling them, saying, hey, I do apologize. I see where you're coming from. It's not that it's too much. It's just you're not making enough.
Exactly.
So, right. So they would use that as a way. And that's why you want to join our network marketing company so you can make more money so you don't have this problem anymore. And it worked because it's true. It's not that something's expensive. It's just you're not making enough income to pay for it. So very,
100%.
very. I love the picture of the lady. Look at her. She just got her light bill. Look at that. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Awesome. Don't worry about money. If you're worried about money, it's an indication that you're off track. So this is a very, very peaceful, calm way. Just a reminder, don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Don't stress out. It's an indicator that you're off track, right? So you just got to go back and analyze, what am I doing different? Maybe you're spending a little too much. Maybe you stop doing things that you used to do for income and now you stopped.
Yeah.
So just know that it's okay. We all go through this. Just take a deep breath and say, okay, let me invest some time and see what's happening so I could get back on track. Love it.
And maybe you don't have the right information, and maybe you don't have the right processes to follow. So you might have the right money mindset, but you don't have the tools. And this is what we are doing. This is what we are offering everyone. We are offering the training on the right mindset, but also we are providing the tools that will help you to continue with your journey towards your financial freedom.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. So don't worry, but you're right. The $97 is a great tool to help you if you are struggling. And if you're watching this, there's a high chance that you are. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of people, unless you're a multi-eight figure earner, are in the same situation. So, yes, love it. Love it. All right. So, this is actually, all right, awesome. Are we going to talk about yeah, let's do it. Let's just talk about this. So, your turn, the basic building blocks of money. So, this is a short little exercise for you. And if you're just getting on, if you're just
And
looking at
please,
this,
yeah, like
please
engage
rewind.
with us.
Right. Please be kind and rewind. But this is just a simple training. Now, something that we teach here in the Grant Cardone training is it's one thing listening, but now it's actually ooh,
Participating.
it's actually participating. It's actually doing the exercise, doing the action,
Mhm.
right? So number one, what's your current monthly income? Is the one question. So some people don't even know their income. They don't. And if anything, I hear some people that say, "Oh, I make $6,000 a month," but their check is not even close to that because
Yeah.
it's subtracting the Social Security, the taxes. So is it really 6,000 or is it
Mm.
less? Right.
Yeah.
And then also, what is your next income increment?
Yeah.
Right. So what are you going to work for? You have to have your big goal, but you also need that increment. How much do you want to make in the next quarter? What are you trying to add on? Because you can't go from 1 to 0. I'm sorry, you can't go from weighing 500 pounds into a six pack just like that. You're going to have to do certain things. And even that, if you weigh 500 pounds to a six pack, you might have to get surgery to remove all the excess skin, right? So it's not 1 to 0, it's increments. What do you have to do to get there? Number
And the
two,
rule of thumb,
oh, yeah,
sorry, Robert, a rule of thumb here is you can think about it in terms of increasing my income by 10%. Every time I increase by 10%, I look for more 10%. So just a rule of thumb for everyone who's wondering
absolutely.
what's my next step or what's my next increment.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I have some people with 10, some people a little higher. It just really depends, but 10 is a perfect start
Yeah.
until you start making it.
Mhm.
Number two, if you were to follow the 40% rule, where you save 40% of your pre-tax income, how much would you be saving per month? Write it down, guys. Like, make it real. Do the
Yeah.
math. How much would you be saving per year? How much are you saving now? Right? So if you're saving now, let's just say 200 from your check, and you should be saving 700, how do you get that 500 difference? What do you have to do? What do you have to remove? What do you have to add? Right? So now you're thinking. So it kind of it what doesn't kind of it puts you in focus of your money. And what's going to happen is if you need to come up with an extra $500, um, you're going to be broke, right? So you might have to skip. I don't want to say skip a meal, but you might have to find other
Work more.
alternatives
Work more.
or work more
Increase
to
your
make up.
income.
Right. So yeah, this is definitely an exercise I highly recommend everyone. And it's going to give you a visual. It's going to give you more clarity. It's going to give you more confidence, and it's something that you can also teach your kids. Again, we always bring up the kids, and I think the reason why we keep bringing it up is it would have been nice if we would have learned this at
Yes,
a young age.
exactly.
100%. Not about saving, like what everyone's saying is don't get yourself in debt. You know, save to be comfortable. We're talking about a whole different type of savings, whole different type. And the last one, explain the stay broke rule in your own words. Actually, I was already doing that. I'm so used to talking about this that it becomes natural. So sometimes I go ahead of myself because I already know the content. I'm just like, but I'm curious, Yasmin, do you have anything? If you can explain the stay broke rule in your own words, how would you
In my
explain?
own words, the stay broke rule is taking the 40% out of my income, saving it, and living on the 60%, taking whatever it's for taxes, I put it for taxes, and having the discipline with the remaining money. But also, if I can still use a portion of that money to feed my business or to invest in myself, I will definitely do that. Usually, whenever I receive my commission from selling our products, uh, I always put it all back into like improving my skills, self-development, in more courses, in what's the next step that will take me to the next level. This is how I do it. I stay like I put it all in, honestly, all in self-development, business development, so that I can help people as well confidently. Because if I am not developing myself, how am I going to help our clients?
Absolutely, especially now with the 10x, the new 10x program that we're able to get on. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
yeah.
We're gonna have to, yeah, we're gonna have to put more money,
Invest.
put more money into something that we love, which is our business.
Yes, exactly.
And the best part is that it's not only are we going to be able to help even more people, but it's also going to bring in more cash flow.
100%. A
100.
greater income.
Right. So that's the type of debt you want to get into,
Mhm.
stuff that's going to make you more income. But other than that, guys, again, we are. I don't want to say over because this right here, we knew this was a longer one. But for those of you that really liked what we have, this is not the most popular um, subject. I'll be honest. If I would have put how to make millions in 3 days, everyone would be here. but it really comes down to the basic building blocks, the foundation, the basics. That's what it comes down to. That's what's really going to change your life. So for some of you, it might be a little boring, but it's the basics that you're going to be able to build a good foundation to add on to versus just focusing on all the exterior and then having that foundation broken. It's just everything's going to cave in. And a lot of you that are watching, you could be in that situation. From the outside, it looks great, but in the inside, it is all jacked up. And that's why we're here. So, Yasmin, do you have any final words before we go?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, it's and as always, Grant Cardone says, it's not about getting rich quick, but it is for sure the strategies that we are sharing with you. It will help you to get rich. It's not getting rich quick. It's not 3 days $1 million mindset. It's gonna take some time, and this is why we are presenting this over 4 weeks. And the strategies will definitely take some time, but it is for sure get rich.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of, especially on YouTube, you see a lot of these one-hit wonders. They come in, give it about a year later, they're gone. Grant Cardone has been in this industry for what, 30 plus years. Yeah. And I mean, he's very consistent, knows what he's doing, and the good thing is he's not backing down. He's adding more features, more businesses, more collaborations. So again, but he taught us this is you need the basic blocks to make money, and then the rest is just adding on, adding on, adding on. Speaking of adding on, those books right there. Hey. Look at that. Those are nice. That's a good set. So those of you are like, man, what are those? That right there is the full Grant Cardone curriculum.
Yeah.
That one is a $25,000 volume right there. So those of you are thinking, oh, 25,000? What? Like that's putting you in debt. Well, the information that's there, using it can make you way more money. Yeah. So is that like a debt in a bad way, or is that good debt? That's going to show you money. It has tools, it has ideas, it has proven strategies. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. If you are interested, I do see Stephanie. I do see Stephanie's information. She is.
And for those who
she is joining us, taking advantage of the. Thank you so much. Absolutely, guys. Let's see. I'm also going through the back office. I see it on my second screen. Mario, shout out to Mario. Thank you so much, Mario. He's excited. Thank you so much. And let's see. The last one is Ceci. Yes, CECI. Ceci. If I'm butchering the name, I apologize. But Ceci is also joining us with the 97. We're very excited for you guys. We already have a proven system. We have clients that we've been working with, and we're very excited to bring you guys into this platform because we want to show you how to get your money right, how to make more money. And the last one is be successful in every aspect of your lives.
Yeah, and Robert, for those who are watching on Instagram, the link for the offer is in the bio. It's the $97 offer. Go ahead and take advantage of it. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain.
What was that? I liked it so much. Can you repeat that?
I say you have nothing to lose but everything to gain.
Oof, that's such a good one. I really like that one. Thank you so much, Yasmin, for sharing that.
Thank you, Robert.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Yasmin. It's been a pleasure. Really fast. Let me put your information. Well, it's already here, but please follow Yasmin's Instagram at Yasmin AL Official. That is Yasmin AL Official. She's doing amazing content, absolutely free. It's freaking amazing. And then also Instagram, Mr. Robert Duran. I'm always posting posts, random pictures, business. I run networking groups. So, if you're into the networking, we could also plug you into that. So there's a lot of good information on both. Other than that, guys, at the end of the day, we are Grant Cardone 10X certified coaches. we're the best in the industry. And yeah, I mean, if you guys are ready to.
Number one
I'm sorry?
coaching on planet Earth.
Yeah, true story. True story. We're the best. So we're excited. We're the best, guys. So we're very excited to have you guys, everyone that's coming in. If you guys like what you saw or you're just getting here, rewind, watch it. This information will change your business. And we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Thank you so much, guys.
See you next week on the next webinar. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it that you stayed till the end. Take advantage of the offer and see you next week.